Yeah, well look, I guess the tale for Munster, if you're drawing the positives, is that they kept Leinster scoring. But Donal, in truth, Leinster did enough in the first half to win this game.
Yeah, no question about that. I think that try just on half-time on the fourth try of the game, that absolutely killed Munster. To be fair, they came back, they threw everything at it. But Leinster, they're like a vice grip. They just close everything down. They pinned Munster back in their own half. Leo Coghlan and Ninaber, well look, I mean, following up from Bennett on last week, they didn't score that point in the second half, but listen, they won the derby, they got 5 points, that's 4 games, maximum of 20 points return. That's some start to the URC.
It is, but for Munster as well, you look at the injury list for next week as well, the trip to South Africa, Donal, it's no joke. We talk about the amount of players gone, there's even more lost tonight.
Yeah, there is, certainly Jeremy Loughman. He'll have a busy week, but I just see Calvin Nash now struggling. He took a late hit. You just see him there on camera from Harry Byrne, and that injury concerned me. You think about you're playing the Stormers in Cape Town. Yeah. They'll remember the final 2 years ago. Then you're going to the Sharks, who are a totally different proposition now. Yeah. I think they have 9 Springboks to come back into their squad. Saya Khaleesi is back. Eben Etzebeth, of course, in the middle of that, so it's going to be testing for Munster the next few weeks.
Well,
but hats off to Leinster.
Munster came to the Lion Pit and they came out second best today, no doubt about that. Cracking game, cracking contest, and plenty more rugby to be played over the next few weeks. Full-time score then from Croke Park. Leinster 26, Munster 12.
Thanks to you, Donal and Bernard, in our commentary box. Folks, I suppose, as the lads have been saying, that early game burst of tries for Leinster, that was the game right there.
Yeah, it kind of speaks to what Fiona was saying at the start, before the game, you know, in terms of professionalism of Leinster, the ruthlessness of them. They took those early scores and controlled the game. In fairness to Munster, they were creative at times in terms of getting those line breaks, but you know, that Leinster kind of rushed defence and the work rate to get back and get back in the fold and stop those key opportunities for Munster kind of played through. But you know, credit to them, credit to Munster second half. They didn't let any points in second half. Leinster, I'm sure, will look at that, but they are more than happy with controlling that game, controlling the tempo for large portions of it, and coming away with a bonus point win.
Yeah, Munster did work very hard in that second half, but ultimately for no reward.
I think it came down to Leinster's clinical defence. It was relentless. You know, they were happy not to have the ball. They were coming up so hard. They made the breakdown an awful mess. Even when Munster managed to get to the edge at times, Leinster's scramble defence was absolutely outstanding. You know, and Munster did, yes, certainly create more. They weren't as many unforced errors in the second half, but just thought that Leinster defence was awesome.
Yeah, it certainly was. And Donncha, I suppose Bernard had mentioned as well, just the amount of sheer energy that Munster had to expend to stay in that game.
Yeah, I think Tyler Blendell said it just before half-time with Conor. It was that conversion rate was the difference. Any time Leinster went into Munster's 22, they converted, whereas Munster came away with very little. There was 2 forward passes, there was lost line-outs, there was forward passes, things like that. Every time you get a chance against a quality team like Leinster, you have to convert, and that's the difference on the big stage. When you come, we're only into round 4, but Leinster just did enough to get across the line tonight. They could even open out. You know, when it comes to later in the competition, they won't be kicking goals from halfway. They'll be drilling those into the corner.
Okay, well, we can hear now from the player of the match. It is Caelan Doris, and he is standing by with Conor.
Claire, thank you. And James Ryan is here to present his captain, Caelan Doris, with the BKT URC player of the match. Thank you, James. Caelan, sum up that performance from Leinster. A lot of the heavy lifting was done with 3 tries inside the opening 14 minutes of the game. That's one hell of a platform to build on.
Yeah, definitely. Similar to last week in some ways. We had a fast start. We felt our fans behind us and wanted to put on a good show for them early on, and I think we did that. We got 2 tries in the first 10 minutes and pretty happy with the first half. I think towards the end of the first half, our ill discipline let us down, and that followed through into the second half. But the quality of Munster, we knew they would fight back anyway, regardless of our ill discipline. Some of that was from their pressure. So it was more of a battle in the second half, definitely.
Almost more impressive without the ball. Your scramble defence, your breakdown work, your physicality from minute 1 to the end was incredible, really. Yeah,
we feel there's been good growth in our D. Looking back at some of the games last year and where we are now after a full pre-season, really getting more comfortable with Jock's system and loving putting pressure on and loving catching up underneath with the scramble as well. So yeah, it's rewarding when it comes off at times. Munster's attack is pretty good as well, and they beat us at times, but no, it's an enjoyable one.
And when you're that ruthless in attack then and you have that solid defence, it's a pretty good mix.
Yeah, it's definitely enjoyable to be a part of. There's ball players across the back line and some in the forwards as well, and yeah, there's opportunities when we're playing like that.
Brilliant spectacle, really enjoyed it from the sideline. What's it like to play in front of 80,000 at Croke Park?
Yeah, it's incredible. Leinster have obviously only played here 3 times, and we feel very fortunate as a group to have played the majority of us in 2 of those, so unbelievable atmosphere. It's pretty unique having 82,000 filling out this place. It's not many clubs in World Rugby have a fan base that big, so we massively appreciate them. We felt them today.
Congratulations, well done tonight.
Thank you.